Hi everyone and welcome to my live creative time today. My name is Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. That's a big mouthful every time I do my intro, isn't it? How is everyone today? Thank you so much for joining me. Whether or not you're joining live or watching the replay here on Facebook or over on YouTube after I upload this video. Let me just adjust my camera. So again, as I went live, there are a few changes to Facebook Live. So I had to quickly navigate those changes again. And it's been a bit of a rush this afternoon. But that's okay. I made it. I'm here. So hopefully everyone will start to find me soon and see their notifications that I've gone live. While we're waiting for everyone, let me just bring this up on my iPad and on my computer so that I can follow all of your comments there. So let's just bring that one up there, and I've got my laptop over here. So I'll just bring it up over there as well. And where is it? There we go. And we'll mute that. There we go. Okay, good. We are all systems go. Fantastic. So if you are live with me today, you will see the red live button up the top in the left-hand corner, and you'll know that you are live with me today. If you don't see that red live button, then that means that you're watching the replay. So thank you for coming back and watching the replay. And of course, over on YouTube, if you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, or anyone here on my Facebook page who hasn't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, jump over onto my YouTube channel. Just look for my name, Mandy Witherby, over on YouTube. And when you're over there on YouTube, you'll see down on the bottom right-hand corner the subscribe button. So click on that to subscribe to my channel if you like what you see. And then next to that is a little bell icon. If you click on that bell icon, then you'll be sure to be notified every time I upload a new video. So you'll never miss out on anything. So as you're jumping on, say hi. Let me know how you are, where you're coming from. If this is your first time watching, then say hi, let us know where you're watching from. And if you've been watching for a little while, but you're lurking in the background, come and say hi to us. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're watching. I always love to chat to new friends and make new friends. So I love to have you here. So let's see, who have we got today? Hey Jenny, how you going? Great to have you with us today. Dimity's here as well. Hey Dimity, great to have you with us today. And Rose is here too. Oh, you wondered where I was. I was just a few minutes late because I was frantically trying to sort out Facebook and work out the new live buttons and everything, and it was different to flip my screen, and oh goodness. So hopefully when I go to do the other flipping, when we go down to the desktop, nothing's changed there, because yeah, hopefully it'll be all good. But I'm here now, so I'm sorry that I was a few minutes late, and I'm glad that you found me. So how was everyone's weekend? Let me know in the comments. How was the weather where you are? We are in spring now, and the weather is starting to turn warm. The winds are starting to blow up a little bit. Today's been a bit windy actually. It was beautiful and sunny. I had to duck up the street to get some chicken for our dog because she won't eat any food unless it's got chicken in it. And chicken is her high value treats as well. So if we need to distract her from something that's stressing her, then chicken is the favorite food of choice. And we'd run out, which I don't normally run out, but I forgot to put it in my last order, I think. So anyway, oh no, I did put it in the last order, that's right. And then I forgot to cut it up and freeze it, and it went off. So I had to throw it away, which is very sad when you have to do that. And then, so I had to go and buy some fresh today. Anyway, all good. But yes, I went out and it was beautiful, and I thought, oh, it's going to be really lovely out there, but I better just take my jacket just in case. And the breeze was quite chilly actually. So I popped my my Stampin' Up! Jacket on over my Stampin' Up! Shirt, because this is one of my Stampin' Up! Shirts. It's got the Stampin' Up! Logo. Oh, this side, isn't it? This side. I was pointing to the wrong side. And on the back, it's got our, let's see if I turn around. Can you see the the logo on the back, the Inspire, Create, Share logo. Yeah, so this is one of our shirts that we can get as Stampin' Up! Demonstrators so that we can wear the Stampin' Up! Logo, which I love to do. So I love sharing Stampin' Up! With other people. So yeah, anyway, so I did take my jacket as well. But all good. It was lovely out there in the sun. Hey Martha, how you going? Great to have you with us today. So what did everyone get up to over the weekend? Did you do some crafting? Did you have some relaxation time? Were you out and about? I know that some of you have been away over the weekend as well. I'm just trying to think. Yesterday I had a pretty quiet day. Sat outside with the puppy a little bit and got some sunshine, but in the backyard, but that was about it pretty much. I had a quiet day, just pottering around, doing a few things, catching up on a few things. Yeah, they're nice to, so Sunday's my day off. It's pretty much the only day I get off all week, so I like to sort of chill and just, you know, take my time to do things and all of that. So yeah, so it was good, good. One thing that I have been doing over the last week, actually, I've been doing it in spits and spurts because it actually, yeah, it's a bit straining on my back to do. But my chair that I'm sitting in, my desk chair that I'm sitting in, I've had this one for a really long time, since, well, probably since, almost since we've moved to this house. Maybe I got it a little bit after that. We've been here 13 years, or since we built this house, 13 years. So this chair is about 12 or 13 years old. So myself and my girls are always in the craft, well, myself and Amber are always in the craft room. Brooke now lives in Queensland, but you know, we have long hair. And so any of you that have long hair would know that when you have long hair, and perhaps even when you have short hair, I'm not sure, but when you have long hair, it goes everywhere and you find hair in all sorts of places. So the story of my chair, I'm getting to it. So anyway, over the last probably few years, my chair hasn't been wheeling too well. And I thought, oh, it's probably got all the hair from, you know, because whenever you go in the bathroom, there's hair everywhere and constantly sweeping up the floor of hair. And I thought, oh, it's probably got hair all stuck in the wheels, or maybe the casters, you know, over time casters can wear down or whatever. And I thought, I'll see if I can take my chair and go and get the casters replaced or fixed or whatever. But I haven't had a chance to get there. And because I can't lift my chair, it's very heavy. I need someone to put it in the car, both ends, this end, and then someone to take it out of the car when I get to the office furniture place at the other end, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I haven't got there. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to get Amber to tip my chair up so I can just have a look and see if I can sort out what's going on with these wheels. Because it's really hard for me to get in and out of the chair when it's not wheeling and to move around and things like that. Anyway, so she tipped it up and I just went, oh my goodness, look at all that hair stuck in the wheels. No wonder my poor chair has not been working or rolling. Each one of the casters, it's got 6, this chair, each one of those casters, and it sounds gross, and it was gross, but the wheels were just clumped full of hair, and there's 2 wheels on each caster. Anyway, so over the last week, I've been doing it in spits and spurts and actually sitting on the other chair, which isn't comfortable for my back. It's one of the kids' old desk chairs from when they were younger, you know, one of those cheapy ones. And yeah, I've been using pliers, my fine nose pliers, and some old Stampin' Up! Paper snips, which were had gone blunt, but they're very nice and sharp with a very pointed edge. So I've been using both of those to get rid of all of this hair out of the casters. So over the last week, I did it. So I got it done, and now my chair rolls. It's so exciting. Look at this. So now I can move on my chair, which is so cool. And because the other thing is too, this is the only chair that I can sit comfortably in with my back at the moment. And I have a back support on this chair as well, as it has its own lumbar support, but I have an additional back support on this. So whenever I want to watch TV or go and sit at the table for any length of time, or go and sit out on the alfresco for any length of time, I need this chair, because none of the other chairs, and I can't sit on our lounge. It just is not supportive enough for my back. Anyway, so I've been having to get, every time I want to go and do any of those things, I've been having to get somebody to carry my chair out, because we can't wheel it because we're worried it will scratch the floors. But guess what? Now I can move my own chair out there whenever I want to go and sit out there, because it wheels. Yay! I know, long story about my chair, but there you go. That's my excitement for the weekend, is my chair now wheels, and I feel like I've got a bit more freedom, because otherwise I'm tied to this desk all the time, or the other desk. I can move it between the two desks because my chair doesn't wheel, so I can't move it around myself, and I can't lift it. It's very, very heavy. Anyway, that's the story about my chair. So there you go. So I was very excited that my chair now wheels. Anyway, has anyone else got any stories of their weekend? Everyone is very quiet. Maybe you've just all been listening to my chair story. So for the longest time, my husband has been saying, just go and buy a new chair. But it's not that easy to try and get one that is comfortable, that's a good supportive chair that is comfortable for my back with my back injury. It's really hard, and having to actually go out and even sit up and sit down and stand up in all of those chairs. It's not that easy for me to do that with my back. So anyway, I'm very, yeah. Good story, Mandy. You're very entertaining. Thanks, Rose. And the other funny thing is too, so my bin that I had in here, which was empty, I had actually emptied it. I've been using just my little Stampin' Up bin, scrap bin on my desk. This is my old one. Actually, there's new pop-up bins available for Stampin' Up demonstrators. Anyone who's a Stampin' Up demonstrator, these are the old ones. I have a couple of these ones, but there's a brand new pop-up bin available in the supply items for Stampin' Up demonstrators, and they are white with yellow polka dots, but this is one of the old ones. I love the little butterflies. Anyway, so I had probably filled my bin about a third full, or a quarter or a third full of all this hair in my bin, because it was empty to begin with. And I just thought, oh, that's disgusting. So much hair lost over the last 12 or 13 years, all caught up in my chair wheels. So there you go. And more on the bathroom floor. So anyway, there you go. Dimity has something to tell us. Here we go. She's got a story. Phil and I went to Catherine for Bird Week. I took my small emboss and cut machine with me. Oh, but you left the plates at home. Oh no, so you weren't able to do your crafting. Oh, but bird watching in Catherine sounds awesome. That sounds amazing. I bet you saw lots and lots of beautiful birds. That's fantastic. So were you in an area where there was water as well? Like, is there crocs there? Do you have to be careful of crocs around that area, or there's no crocs up that way? I'm not really sure. I'm not familiar with the area. I've never been up that far. Anyway, all right. So let me know about that in the comments, Dimity, and I'll watch for that. All right. So let's get on to some crafting news. If you are not yet subscribed to my newsletter, be sure to subscribe to my newsletter, because I will keep you updated there of all of what's happening in Stampin' Up, basically. So this month of September, there are lots of promotions, and as I'm talking to you, I'm just looking for my sorry, there it is, my newsletter subscription link, so that I can pop that in the comments for you. Because if you're not receiving my newsletter yet, then you'll want to be subscribing to that, because I will keep you up to date with all of the Stampin' Up news. Also, all of my classes, if you're interested in any of my classes. And also too, what I was going to say, hang on a sec, Mandy's newsletter. Okay, there we go. So I've just popped that in the comments to subscribe to my newsletter. Over on YouTube, I will pop that in the description of the video as well, with all my other links as well, so you can subscribe from over there too. What else was I going to say? Oh, yes. So also too, if you are a new subscriber, or if you do subscribe to my newsletter, you will also receive 3 exclusive tutorials for different projects using different products from the current annual catalogue. Now, they are exclusive projects that I have designed specifically for my email subscribers. That's the only way you can get those tutorials. I don't give them out to anybody else. I don't sell them. They are purely just for my email subscribers or my newsletter subscribers. So I try to send out weekly newsletters, and some weeks I miss. If I have a really hectic week or something happens, then I might miss a week, but generally I send them out each week. So yeah, so be sure to subscribe to my email newsletter if you haven't already. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about this. So if you are already subscribed to my newsletter, you will have seen this. I sent out my newsletter last night, or early hours of this morning actually. So you'll see this information in there, and I have posted it here in my Facebook page as well. But we have got new weekly deals. So if you are not familiar with the Stampin' Up! Weekly Deals promotion, let me tell you a little bit about it. I've got my finger over that one there. Hang on, let me move my hand. Where will I move my hand to? Here we go. There we go. Every week during September, Stampin' Up! Is putting out weekly deals. So that means every week there's going to be some products that they choose to discount. So there'll be products from the current catalogs or from the online store, and they'll add additional discounts to those products. So this week, this is week 2 product discounts or weekly deals. They run from the Thursday through to the following Wednesday. So these ones just came out on Thursdays. The ones that were the previous week, they're gone now. So they're only available for the 1 week. So you've got to jump on it if there's anything there that you like. Yeah, so don't miss out. Now, I haven't got prices on this one. I've just got images of the products. But what you want to do is, if you want to check them out, go to my online store, and you can get to that 2 ways, either via my blog or by my website. So there you go. You go to mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com. That also has a newsletter subscribe link too, so you can easily click on that too. So if you go there, and then at the top, you'll see the shop button. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see the newsletter subscribe button. So it's all there for you. There's even a join button there too if you're interested in finding out about joining my team. We can talk more about that later. But yeah, so go to my online store or shop, and you will find information there about the weekly deals. Now, there's a promotion banner that will come up across the top of your screen. If you just click on that, then it will give you all of the details. It'll come up with all of the products that are the current weekly deals, and then you can check them out there. Otherwise, you can click on specials, and they'll come up there as well in the menu in my online store. So that's where you can find out about them. But we've got some beautiful rose gold cardstock, which I even forgot that we had that. And even when Amber and I were looking at the weekly deals, she's like, oh, I didn't realize that we still had rose gold cardstock. So I'm like, neither did I. So guess what? I ordered some because I obviously didn't have any in my stash. We've got some Memories and More cards. We've got some beautiful embellishments. The cards and envelopes that coordinate with the Texture Chic Memories and More cards. We've got 4 different beautiful ribbons, as you can see either side there. We've got the slimline envelopes. The I can't remember what this one is called, but it's like the fuzzy white 12 by 12 cardstock. It's like the fuzzy white, like not felt, well, sort of velvety. I can't think what it's called though. But anyway, it's in there. And the soft pastels are actually on special too. And if I actually have a technique, I did a technique class on soft pastels. There they are there. And they're actually on special. These are a fantastic color medium. We're actually not using them today, but I'll show you. There they are there. I have used them in some lives before, but if you're interested, while you're there on my blog, if you go to my tutorials, I've got 2 pages of tutorials. So there's tutorials and there's technique tutorials. In the technique tutorials, I have a whole technique class based around the soft pastels. So if you're unsure of how to use them and you'd like to know how to use them, I have a class there that you can purchase for that. It's a pre-recorded video tutorial, and there's 3 projects that I created in there. I can't remember when that class was and if it's from the current catalogue or not. I'll have to check that out actually. But if not, you can still use those same techniques on current product, and you can use the same layouts to just change the products to current products. So definitely go to my blog. There's heaps there to find, heaps there to look at. Now, if you can't see all the menu tabs, sometimes there's like 3 little dots, or there might be something that says more. Click on that and that drops down the rest of the menu of all of the different buttons and the different pages you can go to on my blog, because I've got a lot of different pages on there. You just can't always see all of them depending on which device you're on to. So you might need to click on the 3 little dots to get the drop down menu. So anyway, so that's what's happening. But yeah, definitely check out the soft pastels. They are a beautiful coloring medium and you can do so much with them. But definitely check out my tutorial as well if you would like some information and to learn how to use them. All right, so that's that. We have got coming up on the 1st of October, Stampin' Up is putting on a special event for World Card Making Day. We're celebrating World Card Making Day. Now, I think last year we just did an event together as a demonstrator base, but this year, from memory, I think that's what we did. This year, we're opening that, or did we? Maybe we didn't. Maybe it was just I did something with my team. I did something with my team on that day, but I'm just trying to remember, was it with Stampin' Up or did we do our own thing? Can't even remember. That was a whole 12 months ago. Who remembers 12 months ago? I can't even remember last week. Anyway, there is an event and it's open to everyone this time. So again, you can find out more details in my online store. There's also an advertisement banner that will come up across the top of the screen for that as well. So go to mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com and click on the shop button. You can find that information also on the my Stampin' Up website too about World Card Making Day. But you will see a banner come up like this with this advertisement here. But during the event, Stampin' Up staff are going to be presenting highlighting 3 products or 3 bundles, which are these ones here, and they're going to be making some projects with us, and then they'll show us probably some other samples or something too. And getting croaky, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to go for about 3 hours from 2 p.m. till 5 p.m. on the 1st of October. It's absolutely free. So it's a free crafting session. So come along and join us. You can register. You don't have to register, but if you register, they will send you information. They'll send you and keep you up to date and reminders and things like that about the event. So I suggest registering. You're not locked in. If on the day you can't attend or whatever, no worries. But if you've registered, it is going to be available for viewing for a time period after that as well. I can't even remember how long. I think a month. I think it might be a month or so. After that, it'll still be available to watch on the replay, I believe, on the platform that they are filming it on. It's called Video on Demand if you're watching the replay. Anyway, so they're going to be using these 3 bundles for the projects. Now, if you don't have these bundles, that's okay. You can use whatever you have, but if you would like to craft along and make the projects exactly how they are making them, then these are the 3 bundles that they're going to be using. So we've got the Cottage Rose bundle, the Cottage Wreaths bundle, and the Warm Welcome bundle. This one was just released on the 1st of September because this one is actually an early release product from the January to June 2023 mini catalogue. So they've released this one early, especially for this event. This one's from the current mini catalogue and this one's from the annual catalogue. So you've got products there from 3 different catalogues. Also too, on that flyer there, there is a list of details of the other products, including colours of cardstock and ink that you'll need if you want to make the projects exactly the same as how the demonstrator or the presenters are creating them. Now, the good thing is too, if you are ordering any of those bundles for the World Card Making Day event, when you order those bundles, you will get a free packet of iridescent pearl rhinestones. Iridescent pearl basic jewels. Let me get that right. Iridescent pearl basic jewels. If you're ordering in my online store, you have to be sure to put the code for that product, for the pearls, into your online store when you're ordering one of these bundles, and then Stampin' Up will take the amount off at the register, and you won't pay for the pearls. Okay, you'll just pay for the bundle and whatever else you pop into your order, if you're popping something else into your order. Now, the thing is too, you can only claim that per order. You can only claim the pearls per order. Okay, so if you're ordering all of these 3 in one order, you're only still going to get 1 packet of pearls. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now, this flyer, I did pop that in. I popped the link to that in my newsletter yesterday. So if you would like the link, if you're not on my newsletter, if you're not subscribed to my newsletter yet, and you would like the link to this flyer, then let me know and I can send that link to you so that you can check that out. And again, I will put this in my YouTube channel. I'll put in the description of the YouTube details. The video details for this video. Yeah, too many words today. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So be sure to check that out. We've also, I'll just mention quickly, I did talk about it last week because I made a card using one of these bundles. We also have another promotion running, which is called the Perfect Partners. And there are 6 die sets that have been launched specifically to coordinate with 6 current stamp sets, both from the annual and from the mini catalogue. These dies are only available for September as well. And if you don't have the coordinating stamp set, you can get the stamp set and the dies together as a bundle, and they will be discounted by 10% as a bundled price only during September. So I won't go into too much more detail about that. Again, you can find out information on my online store. There'll be a promo about that there too, so you can check on that. You can always check on the specials page as well on my online store. Just go to the menu and click on specials, and it'll give you all of the specials that are running at the moment. All right, so that is a lot of information. Now, if you don't have a catalogue, a Stampin' Up catalogue, and you would like your own catalogue, and you're here in Australia and you don't already have a demonstrator, then please reach out to me. I would love to send you a catalogue, and that will be my pleasure to do that for you. Now, if you have any questions as we're going along, please feel free to ask them in the comments. If you're watching the replay, feel free to still ask comments. I usually get notifications for most of them. Sometimes Facebook hides some comments and things, but most times I will get notified that there's been a comment, and so then I can reply to you. But also to feel free to ask any questions at the end as well. Okay, so going back to Dimity's trip to Catherine, she said it was a great time. They have freshies there. Oh, freshwater crocodiles, you have to be careful. Oh, you pulled a 2 meter salty out. Oh my goodness. Scary. I think I'll stay away from where the crocs are. Thank you very much. That's too scary. Hey, Glenda, how you going? Great to have you with us. All right. Now, last thing, with all of those promotions, let me just tell you that as a Stampin' Up demonstrator, with all of those promotions and discounts, we get our Stampin' Up discount on top of all of those discounted prices. So that is super exciting, and it's one of the perks of being a demonstrator. So when you join Stampin' Up and become a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I use the term, we're called demonstrators, but it doesn't mean that we have to demonstrate product. We can just purchase for ourselves if we choose to. I chose to do a little bit more with it, but that's okay. That's not for everyone. Some just join just for the discount and just to enjoy getting that discount for themselves. Some join for the crafting community and gathering and meeting other people with who are like-minded crafters that love and are passionate about their paper crafting. And that is totally fine too. Whatever you would like to do is totally up to you. Others do join for the business opportunity. It's totally up to you what you do. So if you are interested in getting a 20 to 25% discount on all of your Stampin' Up! Products, joining my team, becoming part of the community, or you can stay in the background if you like, but just enjoying that amazing discount, then please speak to me about joining my team. So you only pay $169 for the starter kit, and you get to choose $235 worth of product to put into that starter kit. So it can be any of the things you like. It might be some of those promotion products that would, one, you'd still get the discount, the discount on them, but it's maximizing your value as well, because then it means, because they are already at a special price, you'll be able to put more in your starter kit. So it's maximizing your value, which is awesome. So you only pay $169, you get to choose $235 worth of product, you get free shipping on your starter kit order, and then from there on, after that, you will get a 20 to 25% discount. So it starts at 20%, and over time you can build it up to 25% if you so choose. We have a great time. As I mentioned, in our community, I have a beautiful team of beautiful people. We are spread all across Australia. We get together every month for a team gathering and crafting time together, or as I call it, creative time together. I recognize my team with awards and gift vouchers and prizes, and I send out cards and gifts and recognize stampiversaries, as we call them, which is your Stampin' Up! Anniversary. What else do we do? Oh my goodness, we do so much. Oh, we have a creative challenge each month for those that would like to participate, and I award a prize for that. I do a draw for a prize at the beginning of the following month. We do card swaps together. We have a Stampin' Up! Event coming up soon, and some of our team members are coming along with me to that event, which will be super exciting. It's going to be in the city at the ICC in November. So that's going to be super exciting, and exciting to have my team come along. So there's so many exciting things that we do, and fun things, and we just enjoy inspiring and creating and sharing our creations with each other and having a great time. And the friendships are the most amazing thing. They are just wonderful. Just made so many beautiful friends through Stampin' Up! People that I never would have met otherwise. And I've got friends from all around the world because of Stampin' Up! So it's definitely a very special community, and it's very, I feel very blessed to be a part of it. So if you would like more information, please feel free to ask me any questions that you have about joining my team. If you would like help putting together a starter kit, if you're unsure about what to put in there, I'm happy to support you in that. And I do support all of my team members once they join. So don't think you're just going to be joining and then left on your own. I'm here for you. I'm here to help and support and serve you as a team leader for those that are on my team. So yeah. So anyway, I'll leave that with you to have a think about. Feel free to ask me any questions or get in contact with me. If you're here on my Facebook page and you're thinking, how do I get in contact with Mandy? You can either send me a message through Messenger, or you can go to up in my bio, up the top on the left-hand side. Sorry, I've got to do things the opposite way when my screen is flipped. On the left-hand side, you'll see there's a link there. It's called Linktree. If you click on that link with Linktree, it gives you all of my links, including a link to my email. Okay, so you can email me there. You can go through to my blog. You can go through to my all of my social channels through there. So check that out as well. All right, I think it's time we got crafty, because I think I have been talking way too long. But I was so excited to tell you all those things, and today's a great day. I'm feeling great today, and yes, so let's get on to crafting. Now I have got products that I'm using, or a bundle that I'm using today actually, that is one that's been around for a little while, but I've pulled it back out. Now we've got a lot of brand new products, and I just got some more new products that I haven't even opened yet, but I thought I was looking for a specific card for a specific someone, and I thought, what can I make? What can I make? I know, I'm going to make a cookie card. So I have designed this card. I haven't got a sample to show you yet, but we're going to make it together. I know exactly what we're doing because I've already mocked it up. So let me show you what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to tip the card down onto the desktop, and we will get crafting. All right, here we go. I'm going to cover up the camera. I'll flip my screen, and hopefully, okay, this is going to be interesting. They've taken away some of the controls again. Why do they keep doing this? All right, we're going to have to do a little bit of... Okay, I'm going to have to take my camera out and do a little bit of a adjustment here. All right, here we go. So this has happened before, and it just mucks me around because it means I've got to do things a little bit differently. Alrighty. Okay, I'm going to have to take my camera out because we're going to have to use the other camera, I think. I will pop that back in there. Oh, actually, is that going to work? Yes. All right. So what I'm going to do is I will, let's see. Here we go. I'll flip that camera around. Yeah, that's what I thought. And then let's see if I can flip that over. There we go. Okay, yes, we're going to have to go that way. All right. Sorry, everyone. If you get dizzy, close your eyes for a minute. I'm going to put this into my holder, but it might be a bit jumpy for a minute. Oops, sorry, as I nearly dropped my... Go. Sorry. I lost you all for a moment there. Okay, I'm not sure if this is going to work. Hang on a sec. Let's see. Is that going to go in there? Is it going to stay? Okay. All right. So now I can't operate my screen, but I'm going to put this down here like so. How is that? So what I had to do, because they've taken away some of the controls, sorry, it just mucked me up a little bit because I had to flip my camera a totally different way and put it back into my holder a totally different way. So, but I think we can, there's always a workaround. So the key is not to panic. we can always sort it out. So I'm sorry you're going to see my iPad just a little bit there because I've had to move my camera a different way. But yeah, we'll put that up there. Alrighty. So I think you can all see the desktop okay. How is that looking? Is that looking okay to everybody? We're quite close today. So I've moved the camera down. All right, so let me show you what we are going to be creating with. We are going to be creating with the Nothing's Better Than stamp set. Now this one, I might even need to zoom up a little bit, hey, because I think you're not going to see everything otherwise. Let's just go up a little bit higher. Sorry, everybody. Sorry if you get dizzy. That's why I usually cover up my camera, but when things like this happen, I need to be able to see as I'm doing it. How's that? Is that any better? Gives us a little bit more room to play with. I'll move that up a bit. There we go. Hopefully that's all good. Okay. And now we're wonky. Oh my goodness. Sorry, everyone. We'll get there. We'll get there. How's that? Is that better? Hopefully that's better. Okay, so we are going to play with the Nothing's Better Than stamp set, which is a 1 million Achiever stamp set. This was Connie Stewart's stamp set. Connie Stewart is a top demonstrator in the US. She is lovely and she makes amazing creations, and I follow Connie Stewart on YouTube. So if you haven't checked her out over on YouTube, go and check her out. She makes amazing creations, and she's so lovely, and she's funny, and she's very entertaining. Yeah, so check out Connie Stewart. This was her stamp set, and this one's been around for a little while. Now, I needed something with cookies, and this stamp set was perfect because she's got all these funny sentiments, and she's got the cookies, and she's got the word cookies, and so this was going to just suit perfectly. Now, Stampin' Up! Also brought out a set of dies to coordinate. This is the Love You More Than dies. And in this die set, if you haven't seen this one before, I actually did a class around this bundle, last year before? Can't remember. This one's been around for a little while. I did a whole class around this one. So there's dies that cut out the words, love you more than. I know it's hard to read them because it's back to front. And then you've got the words, well, this one's upside down. You've got coffee, because you've got the coffee cups, cookies, cocktails, and chocolate. And then you've got the dies that cut out the individual images as well. So this is a really, really fun set to play with, and I've done lots of different things with this set. A lot of the cards that I had created with, because this one's been around for a little while, I hadn't used it for a while, but a lot of the cards I had with this one I had given away. Now, but I do have a couple to show you. But before we go any further, let's have a look in the catalogue for this product, and I'll show you where to find it. Now, I haven't got it tabbed. Actually, I've got something else tabbed in there. That was from last week, I think. I haven't got it tabbed, but I will show you. If you're not sure where to find something, take out your catalogue and go to the back. And in the back, you will find the index of all of the stamp sets, okay? So if you know the stamp set's name, you go there and you look it up. So this one is Nothing Better Than. Nothing Better Than? Nothing's Better Than. So we'll go to Nothing's Better Than. There we go. And it tells me it's on page 20. Now, if you're looking for other accessories and things like that, you'll find the index here. So you've got your adhesives, your die cutting and embossing, embellishment and ribbon, embossing, that's for heat embossing, embossing paste, embossing folders, inks and colouring, paper and packaging, punches, scrapbooking, tools and storage. So this is where to go. If you can't find anything and you're getting frustrated and you don't know where to find it, go to the back of your catalogue, look up your index, okay? All right, so what page were we going to? Page 20. That's right near the front. So this is our big annual catalogue. If you haven't seen this one before, let me know. I'd love to send one out to you if you're here in Australia, as I mentioned before. There it is there. All right, Nothing's Better Than. Now, currently, because this one's been around for a while, the stamp set and the dies are actually sold separately. So they're not sold together as a bundle. So they are separate items. So the stamp set is on page 20. It tells you all about it here. It's $39. It gives you the ordering code. It tells you what blocks you're going to need. It's a two-step stamp set as well, because it has the solid color that you can use, the solid stamp that you can use to color the inside of the outline, or you can choose to hand color it yourself with your favorite coloring tools. And it tells you that it coordinates. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that, I might be off screen. Coordinates with Love You More Than dies, which is on page 172. So let's go to page 172, and we'll find that there. There it is there. There's the dies there, okay? So it tells you about the dies, tells you the size of the dies, and that it coordinates with the stamp set. It gives you the price and the code and everything there. All right, so that's where to find the products that we're using today. We are also going to be using the stitched rectangle dies, and they are back here in the die section as well. There they are there on page 174. I use these ones a lot. You've probably seen, if you watch me regularly, you've probably seen me use these a real lot because they're one of my favorites. And also too, we're going to be using an embossing folder, which is back this way, I think. Yes, I think it's back this way. Oh wait, no, it's after the die. I always forget if the dies are before or after the, the embossing folders are before or after the dies. They're after the dies. embossing folders. Here we go. Pages 176 and 177. And I'm going to be using the Painted Texture 3D embossing folder today. Now I've already pre-done that ahead of time just to save a bit of time today, because I knew that there was a lot of news and things that I needed to tell you. So I was trying to make it a little bit quicker in terms of the crafting when we got to that. All right, so this is our focus. Now, when I was wanting to, oh wait, I'll show you my samples first. So you may have seen these. This one I made on a Facebook Live. Well, actually, I don't know if I made this specific one on a Facebook Live a long time ago, or I made a similar one and then I changed it. Because there was a cat one I made, which I think might have been on my Facebook Live. Same card, it's a fancy fold card. And then I made this one for my daughter for her birthday 2 years ago, actually, and I've still got it. Well, she's still got it. We keep all our handmade cards in a keepsake box. So this is using the dies, Love You More Than Chocolate, and I've used the little chocolates there. And this is the hearts. Oh, what are they? The heart punch pack, which comes in a 2-pack with those 2 punches. So you've got the scalloped heart and the plain heart, and then this heart here, that was a die from another stamp set. But these are the punches for the big one. So, well, actually, you know what? I don't think it is. I think that's a different die set. It is too. I tell a lie. I'm sorry. We do have these punches currently available if you're looking for them, but I just remembered now that's actually from a different die set, which I'm not sure if that one's still current or not. Anyway, those hearts. But we have other hearts that, if you like this one, you could create something else with that. But that's not what we're creating today anyway. I just wanted to show you a sample. And then this was another one that I created. I've still got it in the plastic, so hopefully the light doesn't reflect too badly on the plastic. But this is one I made when we had the rainbow glimmer paper. You could do the same sort of thing using your blending brushes to create a ombre background, a colored background. Or you could use some designer series paper in the background, or whatever you like. But this was just a really fun card, and I still have this one. I haven't actually given this one away yet. I really like this one. So that's just another idea, using the cocktails from the stamp set. But we are going to be using the cookies, and I needed some inspiration. So I've got all my cardstock and everything ready to go, but my inspiration came from my husband's cookies. Now, my husband is a lover of choc chip anything. Well, mainly cookies and muffins, actually. So he always has a stash of these cookies, and he eats these every day. And he eats choc chip muffins, or a choc chip muffin, every day. So anywhere he goes, he takes his little choc chip cookies in his little sandwich bag. So I happen to have some already out, because this is a sealed box. This is a brand new one. So I happen to have some. So I pulled them out because I thought I need to know what color are choc chip cookies. I know you can get them in all different colors, because it depends if they're triple choc or just standard choc chip. So I thought, well, I'll keep those on my desk to use them as color inspiration. And for design inspiration, I'm actually using the box. So you can get creative inspiration from anything around that you find. You can use it for creative inspiration. Yeah, so I wanted to do something with choc chip cookies, and I thought, okay, great, let me pull out the box. All right, let's have a look at the colors on the box. Let's have a look at the design layout on the box. So we've got the box is sort of made to look sort of a goldy sort of color. It's kind of a gold. It's not a real yellowy gold. It's more of a browny gold. So because of that, I pulled in some, I'll see if I can hold it sort of that way. I pulled in some soft suede, because I thought soft suede it's a brown, but it's sort of a yellowy brown, a goldy brown. And I thought, okay, it's not exactly the same, but it's similar. So I pulled that in as the base. Then I noticed in the title here, the king, which is very appropriate at the moment, isn't it? The king. we've got a crown, and behind the word king, there's offset with a little bit of gold. So I thought, perfect, let's pull in a little bit of gold. So I got out my gold foil cardstock. Now, of course, we've got the choc chips, and they are dark chocolate. So I pulled in some early espresso, which looked the same color actually as the chocolate chips, and I embossed that with the, as I said before, the painted texture 3D embossing folder, and I kind of thought that looked a bit like chocolate. You know, if you scrape chocolate with a peeler and you make like chocolate curls or chocolate flakes and things like that, I thought, well, that kind of looks a little bit like chocolate. So that's where the inspiration for that came. Now then, as well, I noticed that here on the packet, see how it's got like this dotted line? I'm like, oh, that looks a little bit like stitching. So I got out my stitched rectangle dies, which I told you before. Here's my stitched rectangle dies. And I pulled out the third largest stitched rectangle die. And we've got white here. So, which way is that? There we go. So I die cut from the stitched rectangles a white piece of cardstock. So that became another layer. And then for the cookies, I sort of wanted something a little bit more sort of cookie color. So I brought in Crumb Cake. So this is how my layers go. So let's just stand the box over there. So as you can see, I've got lots of details from the box. Then I looked at the layout of the imagery on there too. And that is how I'm going to be laying out my cookies on here as well. So there you go. So whoever would have thought that you could get inspiration from a box of cookies? So this is how my layers are going to go. All right, so I've got my soft suede base. I've got my early espresso layer that's been die cut. Oops, I've got these around the wrong way. I've got my gold just to add that little bit of bling in there. Then we've got our crumb cake layer. Then we're going to have our white layer, and our white layer is where all of the focal imagery is going to happen. All right, so what else do we need? We needed a little bit of ribbon and bling. I'm going to add them in at the end, and we're going to start off with a bit of stamping. But as you can see, that's how I formed my base. Now it's a pretty easy layout. It's just layer, 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 layer. I'm going to have all of the measurements for this card on my blog tomorrow. This is going to form part of a blog hop that I'm going in, that I'm joining in tomorrow. So don't worry about all the measurements today. Go to my blog tomorrow. All of the measurements will be there on my blog tomorrow. Remember, my blog is mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com. Write that down if you haven't already written it down, and check there tomorrow for all of the instruction, all of the measurements for you, and I'll have a list of products there as well. All right, let's start off with a little bit of stamping. So what I am going to use today is, we've got all these cute sentiments. So of course I'm going to use the cookie. I'm going to use the solid shape, or the solid color fill, as I like to call it, for the cookie. Then I'm going to use, I'm not going to use the word cookies because we're going to use the die for the cookie, the word cookies, but I am going to use, where is it? Let me find it. A day without. So a day without, and then I'm going to use the die cut word cookies, is like, just kidding, I have no idea. Because that is so my husband. He just has cookies every day. So he doesn't know a day without cookies. And if he runs out of cookies, oh boy, we're in trouble. So always got to have a stash of cookies. So let's do a little bit of stamping. I have got my stamps already mounted up, ready to go. I've got my early espresso and my crumb cake. They're the only two color inks we need today. Now, don't be put off by the color of my label of my crumb cake. It's faded, so the color of the ink actually isn't that color. It looks green, but it's actually not, it's brown. So they're the two inks that we're going to be using, and they're the stamps, as I said, I pointed out. Now, if you didn't want to use the die cuts, you could do this same layout with using the stamp word cookies, but I'm going to show you something that I've created with the dies instead of using the word, the stamp. But yeah, certainly you could do that if you just wanted just the stamps and you didn't want the dies to go along with them. All right, now because this is a photopolymer stamp set, we are going to use our Stampin' Pierce mat. So let me bring that in, our Stampin' Pierce mat, and I'm going to put a little bit of scrap paper on top just to protect my mat, and also too we're going to be doing a little bit of stamping off, so we want to make sure that we have got some scrap paper. Oh, thanks Glenda, thank you. So we're going to use a little bit of scrap paper to stamp off with. All right, so I'm going to open up my ink. So as I said, I went ahead and I die cut this one earlier. Now we are going to be stamping our sentiment on there. Oh, I've got a little bit of something on there actually from the plates. Hopefully that'll be hidden by all of our little bits that we're putting on. But we also need some scrap to stamp some cookies, and we need 8 cookies for this card. Okay, so let's grab out some more basic white. And I've just got a few little scrappy bits that I had around. I've got a little bug flying around here on my desk. Go away, little buggy. Okay, so we'll start with the sentiment, and then we'll move on to the cookies. All right, so what I want to do is I'm going to open up the early espresso first, because that's what we're going to stamp our sentiment in. Before we do that, let me just show you, I'll have to show you first the die cut words. So I did go ahead, if I get it out of my little packet here, hang on a sec. I went ahead and did a few of the steps ahead of time just to save a bit of time. I took the word cookies, okay, so I took the word cookies. Let's just pop this to the side for a moment. Just sidestep for a moment. I took the die cut for the word cookies. I took a piece of early espresso, and I die cut the word cookies from a piece of early espresso. Then I took a piece of the gold foil, and I had some scraps of gold foil. This isn't one of them. My scraps are under there somewhere. I had a whole heap of scraps. There we go. There's one. Okay. And I ran that through. Actually, let's just quickly do that. I'll just quickly show you. For those of you who may not have seen the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, because some who may be watching, who might be new to watching, might not have seen me use this. So this is the, whoops, it does fold up. It's all right. It's not broken. It folds up. This is the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Stampin' Up has the mini machine, and there's also a large machine. Now, some dies require the large machine, and the larger embossing folders require the large machine, but a lot you can use with the mini machine, which you can with these dies that I'm using today. The embossing folder, not so much, which is why I did it ahead of time as well, just so I didn't have to bring in my big machine today. Comes with my the plates. So when you get your machine, either machine, comes with all of the plates that you need to use to get you started. Now you can see mine are a little bit messy, a little bit chopped up. They're well loved, so that's a good thing. So what we're going to do to die cut this word cookies, we're going to put in our number 1 plate. So that's our base plate, our clear plate number 2. Then we're going to put our cardstock and then our die. And then we're going to put another clear plate over the top. When you put this through the machine, you want to make sure that your plates are staggered a little bit, so they're not lined up straight against the edge. If you do that, it just makes it a little bit harder for the rollers to grab onto those plates and feed it through. Oops, I have to pull it this way a little bit because the handle's going to hit my iPad. And then we're just going to crank that through. Okay, just wind that through. There'll be a little bit of a pop at the end where the plates come out of the machine. And then you take your die out. Okay, you've got all of these little bits. Now be careful with this word cookies, because we have an I in the word of cookies, and the I, of course, has a dot. So we need to preserve that dot because we need it for the word, for the letter I. So it usually sticks in the die in my case. So I'm just going to pop that out and make sure that I keep that. Oops, it's turned upside down. There we go. any of the other little pieces that didn't come out, you can just pop them out. This is a take your pick tool. It's a multi-purpose tool, and I love this, but so it's got different tools that you can use with it. There's also a stylus, a double-ended stylus that comes with it as well. And we've got a putty tool, which is great for picking things up. It's got like this sticky putty on the end. But my most favorite tool is the, I call it the pokey pokey tool, but it's actually a paper piercing tool. And I use that one a lot. All right, so there we go. So there we've got our beautiful word cookies and our little eye there as well. Now, if I'll pop that back on. Also, too, there's a die brush attachment that you can purchase separately for this as well. I like to use the putty end to pick up my little dot for my eye, because I find that's the easiest way to work with these little letters or anything that's small, any small embellishment or anything like that. So if I just remove it from the putty, and there's our little word cookies, okay? So I did it in gold, and then I did it in early espresso as well. I'm just cleaning my plates off of all of those extra little bits. Okay, so I did a gold one, then I did an early espresso one. Then what I did is I layered them together. Oops, let me pop my die back away. What do I always say? Put your dies straight back on your die sheet so you don't lose them. And then, where have I put it now? There it is. And then I layered them together, just offset slightly so that you could see the gold just coming from behind the early espresso. Can you see that? Oh, look, you can see my gold rings go very nicely with, with the word cookies. Can you see the gold there? So that's as easy as I did. So I just did that twice, once in the gold, once in the early espresso, put a little bit of glue on the back of the early espresso piece, and then just offset it with the gold one. So now when I put that on my piece here, you can see that you've got that beautiful gold bling behind the early espresso. Just like in my box of cookies, there's a little bit of gold outline there, offset to the word, the king. Yeah, okay. So that's the name of the cookies. All right, so that's what we need. So this extra little one, I'll pop that over to the side with its little dot. Its little dotty dot. All right, so what we need to do, now coming back in to do our stamping. Sorry, I digress. All right,
it's all
so
good.
I need to know where to put, sorry, that was my watch. Siri is talking to me. I need to know where I want my word cookies, and then I'm going to line up the words a day without. They're going to go above that. All right, so if you line up the word cookies, I could stick them now at this point if I wanted to, but I am preferring to wait until I do my stamping just to make sure I get everything in the right spot. So I'm going to ink up this word, a day without, and I'm going to try and stamp that. I'll just bring that down a little bit closer to me so I can get my head in there. Try and stamp that nice and straight there in the middle. There we go. And then we can put our word cookies, and then let's get our other sentiment. So this is the rest of our little funny verse, is like, just kidding, I have no idea. So put our little cookies there. I'm going to stamp this part below the word cookies and hope that I get it straight. I don't have my grid paper today to help me to line it up, which probably would have been a good idea. There we go. Okay. All right, so let's give those a little clean on our chamois. Keep our stamps in good condition and clean them straight away, as I always say. All right, awesome. So we'll leave that ink out because we're going to need to use that in a minute. So let's see. Did I get my a day without? Is that straight? It's straight enough. Okay. So now what we can do is we can stick the word cookies down to that. Let's move that out of the way. All right, so I'm just going to take a little bit of glue. So we've got a day without cookies is like, just kidding, I have no idea. It's a little bit like a day without chocolate, isn't it? That's another one you could do. A day without chocolate is like, I have no idea. Although some days I do go without chocolate, I have to say. I don't eat chocolate every day. But I do like my chocolate. All right, so I'm just using little dabs of glue here. And we're going to pop our cookies down here like that. Now, I've got to find that, the dot. Now, I pre-did one earlier. Here it is here. So this was the hardest part. The trickiest part was the little dot for the eye, because I needed a an early espresso one, a brown one, and a gold one, and I needed to offset them. So that was a little bit trickier, and I did use my putty to help with that. So I'm just going to put a little dot of glue on the back there, and notice that I'm holding this away from my project in case I squeeze too much glue. You only want the tiniest little dot, and I don't have my glasses on, so I'm hoping I'm getting that. There we go. And then let's pop that above the eye, and I'm being careful that I've got the gold on the same side of that eye as the other letters, so that it all sort of matches in nicely. There we go. If you need to reposition it, you can just use your pokey tool. That looks pretty good. All right, then I'll give that a nice firm press. There we go. All right, so now we'll pop that to the side. When we go to put together all of our layers, that's going to form our top layer, and let's stamp some of our cookies. So I'll bring back in my Stampin' Pierce mat. Now, the reason I'm using a Stampin' Pierce mat underneath my stamps when I'm stamping with photopolymer stamps is because, unlike our red rubber stamps that have foam, have a foam layer, these don't. So they're quite rigid and they're straight onto the block. So this just gives them a little bit of cushioning underneath, and you get a much nicer stamped image when you have a Stampin' Pierce mat. If you don't have a Stampin' Pierce mat, you can find them in my online store. Otherwise, you can use an old mouse mat. You can just use turn a mouse mat upside down for your computer mouse. Turn that upside down, and that works as well. All right, so let me just catch up on a couple of comments here. Oh, Dimity said Phil is the same with cookies and muffins. Oh, there you go. He loves his cookies and his muffins as well. All right, so we are going to stamp a few of these cookies. We need 8. So we're going to stamp the outline first, and then we're going to stamp the color with the crumb cake. Did you know that with your stamp pads, your classic Stampin' pads, you get stickers that come with them, and you can label your stickers on the, put your name label for your sticker on the front. Oh, sorry, this one. This is the English, early espresso. And then you also get a blank label, or you might get, I think now in the current ones, you get 2 blank labels. They've changed the labels a little bit. And if you put it in that little well area there, when you've got your ink pad open, you can see which colors you're working with, although this one has faded, but you can see which colors you're working with. So if you've got a whole heap of different ink pads laid out, you'll know which one is which. Because if I didn't have those labels, these actually look pretty close if you're just looking at the stamp pad itself without the labels there. So just a little tip for you. All right, let's stamp some of these cookies. We need to leave space in between them to get those dies around them. So just ink them up well. The good thing with the photopolymer stamps too is you can see through them to see, 1, where you're stamping, and 2, if you've got enough ink on your stamp before you stamp them. Okay, so there's 5. Let's do a couple more. We might do some extras as well. Always good to do some extras in case when you go to do the next layer, or if you you don't quite line it up, or if you go to die cut them and the die doesn't quite line up well, then you can you'll have some spares. So give that a clean, get all of that excess ink off, and just test that to make sure. Oh, didn't quite get it all off. That's better. All right, so we'll put away the early espresso now. We've finished with that one. And now we'll bring in the crumb cake, and we're going to bring in the solid shape, which is this one here. This is why this is called a two-step stamp set. So you can just use the outline stamps or the line art imagery and then color them yourself with your favorite coloring media, whether that's Stampin' Blend, Stampin' Write markers. You could use the soft pastels, the watercolor pencils, whichever you choose. But Stampin' Up! Made it even easier for us. They gave us the color fill stamps to go inside it. So we just need to use ink and our stamp, and it's done really quick. So I've got my stamp. Now we are going to, I'll just show you, if I did that full strength, it's quite dark. If I stamp it second generation, what we call second generation, it's lighter. Now when I was stamping these cookies, and let me see if I've got my samples here. I did a few tests. I'm just having a look to see if I've got my tests here. So I first tried on Crumb Cake cardstock, just doing the early espresso on Crumb Cake cardstock. That would be fine if you wanted to do that. I then tried it on white cardstock, which is what we're doing this time, and this is with it stamped off. Then I tried on very vanilla cardstock because I thought, oh, that will give me like a very vanilla sort of little, you know, feel. So that's kind of cookie-ish as well. And then there was another one I did, which I can't find now. I did a sample. Oh, I don't know where I've put it. It's gotten buried in everything. I did a sample of trying the cookies with the full strength crumb cake, and that looked okay too. But then I was comparing, I kept pulling out my husband's cookies and comparing with the cookies and trying to work out which was the closest color to the cookies. And so I decided to go with the light, but the dark would look totally fine too if you didn't want to do any stamping off. But I am stamping off today, so showing you an extra technique as well. We call this stamping off. All right, so stamp off, that's the first generation. And oh wait, I didn't do that properly. Let's do that again. There we go. And we're going to line that up. So the good thing about photopolymer stamps is that you can see through them to line them up with the image that you have already stamped. Now there is a little bit of a white border. That's okay. That is how the stamp is designed. So it's not going to line up exactly perfectly, but it's pretty darn close. So when you're stamping off, you probably notice I just very quickly tap the stamp onto the scrap paper. You don't want to hold your stamp there for too long, because what will happen is it'll take off too much of the ink. Okay, and then you won't be left with much ink on your stamp at all. So just a little tap on the scrap paper. There we go. So we've got 10 cookies now, so we've got extras to play with if we needed to. All right, so that's all our stamping done. Let's clean our stamp on our Simply Chamois. If you haven't got a Simply Chamois, you need one. They are the most awesome cleaning tool for your water-based inks. They are fantastic and so quick and easy to clean your stamps. They clean them beautifully. All right, so that's all the stamping done. Now we've got to do some die cutting. So we need to die cut some cookies. So let's have a look at our die sheet. So here is our die cut cookie. So we only have, or our cookie die, I should say, we only have the one. So I'm going to show you how to do one, and I may have done a few ahead of time just to save a bit of time. Now, if you wanted to, what I like to do, because I'm using my old plates that are very chopped up, and I worry sometimes that all of these indentations in my plates from previous cuts could damage the cardstock or mark the cardstock, and I don't want it to ruin any of the other images that I've taken the time to stamp. So what I usually do is I usually take my awesome paper snips that come with a cover to protect the blades, by the way, and to protect you from stabbing yourself because they're super sharp. I like to cut them out individually. Okay, and then I die cut them that way. And then that way I'm not risking damaging any of the others that I have already stamped. So I'm going to take the die, I'm going to lay it around my cookie. Actually, let's go back up this way, the way that I was stamping it. And you'll be able to see that you'll be able to just see the edge of the stamped outline. Then I'm going to take a little bit of retired washi tape. Well, this is old washi tape, and pop that around my stamp. If you need an extra piece, you can pop an extra piece on the other side as well. And then we'll pop that down on our plate and we'll run that through our machine. And we'll get our cute little cookies. There we go. So there's our cute little cookies. Aren't they adorable? They look, what do you think? You think they look, I think they look a little bit similar to my husband's cookies. They're pretty close. I reckon they're pretty close. All right, I'm going to pop this die back away because I did do a whole heap of them earlier, just to save a bit of time. Alrighty. And here are the ones I prepared earlier. Just bring them out of my packet. There we go. All right, so I've got all of these cookies. Look at all of these. I've got more now than I need. I only need 8, and I think I just added 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. 8 cookies. Okay, so we need 8 cookies. Alrighty, so we are ready now to put together our card. So I'll bring in all of the layers. Oops, I just dropped my ribbon. Hang on a minute. Grab that because we're going to need that too. All right, so we're going to do layer upon layer upon layer, which is kind of like a cake, isn't it? Or a chocolate or a cookie, layer upon layer upon layer. Let's move some of this other stuff out of the way so that you're not seeing all of the mess, because you don't want to see all of the mess. There we go. Okay. All right. So that's going to be our focal image. So we'll just basically start from the bottom and work our way up. So we're going to, first of all, this is our base. We're going to adhere our early espresso piece that we've already embossed to the front of our card base. So I'm just going to take some multi-purpose liquid glue and just run that all the way around. I'm going to use plenty of this because we've got an embossed piece and it needs a little bit of extra adhesive to hold that down. So make sure that I get that right to the edges as well. There we go. Alrighty. As I said, I will be popping all the measurements of this card in my blog. So make sure that you go over to my blog tomorrow. That'll be up on my blog tomorrow, Tuesday, the 13th of September 2022. This will be up there tomorrow, so be sure to go and check that out tomorrow. All right, now with these 3 pieces, I think I'll just continue to go one at a time. So I'm going to use the gold layer next. So who else loves this card? This this stamp set. Does anybody else have this stamp set? Have you used it? Is it one that you maybe might be interested in now? Is it something that you think you would use? It's such a fun one. Hey Megan, how you going? Great to have you with us. Oh, Amber just said the direction that I was stamping the cookies makes her think of Pac-Man. Yes, actually, yes. That's very funny. I wonder, the color fill section, I wonder if you could stamp a Pac-Man with that. That's a really good idea, actually. We have a Pac-Man game. It's a board game, but it's based on the old Pac-Man, you know, electronic game, which I absolutely loved as a kid. And I still love. If I ever get a chance to play one, I definitely would. And yeah, we were playing it just the other week actually. That's really cute. And the little Pac-Man on the board game, when you press him down, he does the waka 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 waka, you know, like the Pac-Man on the game. And so whenever you move a position, if you push him down, he'll make the waka waka. So of course, guess who has to always push him down every time it moves to a new spot? Me. Because he's got to do the waka waka waka. Wouldn't be Pac-Man without that. Unfortunately, you don't get the wah, 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 wah at the end. So, you know, I always have to make all the sound effects myself. Child at heart. What can I say? A child of the 70s, but grew up in the 70s, 80s. And, you know, all of those games were in their heyday then. So there we go. So very simple, just layering our base, layer upon layer upon layer. Now, originally I had these laid out and I showed Amber and I said, what do you think? I was going to trim them to the edge of the white piece. And she's like, no, don't trim them. Let them overhang. They look really great overhanging. So I'm actually going to leave them overhanging. So I'm going to place them where I want them. We're going to have some that are overhanging more than others. And we're just going to play around with the placement. Now I'm looking at the cookie box for the placement that they are on the cookie box. And that is kind of where I'm getting my inspiration. Okay. So I just lay these where I want to have them before I glue them. Okay. And I have a little piece of ribbon because if you'll see on the box of cookies, this is some more inspiration that came from the box of cookies. It has this little gold emblem down here that tells you that it's 40% real dark chocolate chips. So I wanted to bring in something with that gold. Now I didn't want to add another circle because I've got all of my cookies. I wanted to fill up with my cookies. I'm looking at the placement though of where they've got all the elements on the packet of cookies. So using that for my layout inspiration. If you notice in the background too, see how there's some sort of splodges in the background? That's also why I went with the embossing folder in the background because it's sort of a bit hard to tell on camera, but it does kind of give you that sort of painty, well, it's what is it? The painted, what's it called? No, sorry. Yeah, painted textured 3D embossing folder. I had to check the name of it, but it kind of gives you that effect of, you know, sort of splattery kind of look. Anyway, instead of using, sorry, I'm jumping all over the place today. Instead of using a little gold emblem like that, I thought, you know what? I'm going to bring in the gold ribbon. So I bannered the ends of that to be like the little, oh, what do you call them? Like the little, they're not scalloped, they're little, like a little sun ray sort of end. So I bannered my ribbon to be like that. And I'm going to pop my ribbon down here in the same position as where that little logo is on the card. So I'm going to pop some glue dots down there. So basically all I did is I took some of the gold shimmer ribbon. Okay, I took a piece of gold shimmer ribbon. I cut a piece. Then I cut two little banners in each, or a little banner in each end. Okay. And then I just folded it over like that. And I stuck it, actually I went that way. And I just popped a little glue dot under here, under this part here before I folded it so that it would hold it together like that. And then that makes it sort of sit like that, okay? So I did quite a few steps ahead of time today. And now I'm just gonna use a couple of glue dots on the backs there of the bow or the ribbon. It's not really a bow because it's a card for my husband, so I didn't want to make it too you know, florally, or didn't want to put a bow on it. So I'm then going to put these down here like that and have those ribbons go all the way to the bottom, and then I'm going to put some cookies over the top of that. So some of these cookies, as I said, I'm going to put on dimensionals. So I'm going to put a cookie there like that. And then some of them I'm going to have just sitting down flat. And then that one's going to go up on dimensionals there like that. So that's kind of how I'm going to have them layering like that. Okay, so now we can bring in our dimensionals. Oh, actually, I'll need that multi-purpose liquid glue for some of them. And then I'll need dimensionals, Stampin' dimensionals for some of the others. And we need, of course, our Take Your Pick tool to pick up the Stampin' dimensionals. Now, I haven't decided with these ones which one is going to pop up, but I'm thinking this one on the corner. I want that one to pop up. So let's put a dimensional on the back of these. Now, the size that these are, one dimensional is actually plenty, but being careful with where they're going to be overhanging. So this one's going to be in quite close to the words. Okay, like that. In fact, these probably mostly could all be popped up. I might leave that one. I might leave those two. Such a decision, isn't it? Such a decision. Which ones to pop up and which ones to... Might even overlap those ones a little bit. So I might stick this one flat and I'll pop up the other one. Which way do we want that one? Might have that going sort of that way. Yeah. So I'll just pop a bit of glue on the bottom of this one where it's going to be connecting with the card and not on the top part where it's going to be overhanging. There we go. And then we'll get a dimensional onto this one. And we'll just pop a dimensional there. Oops, don't want to cover up our sentiment, do we? There we go. And now for these ones, I'm going to pop that one down flat. So I'll put a bit of glue on that one. Oh, come on. Come on, glue. Pop that one there like that. This one can go up on dimensionals. Or a-dimensional, not dimensionals plural, a-dimensional. Let's have his little chomp out of him. I love how the cookies have got the little chomps out of them. Isn't that just so cute? That can go... Where was this one going? That one's going up there a bit. Let's put this one down lower. And then this one, that one's going to be mounted up there, but this one is going to be flat, but it's sitting on the ribbon, so it's going to be a little bit bulky. So I'll just try and get that one because this one's going to go last. Let's try and get that one positioned. Yeah, with this one, because it's sitting up on the ribbon, with this one I'm actually going to put a glue dot behind that rather than the liquid glue. Where did I just put my glue dots? There's the box. Oh, I put them over on top of my ribbon. Silly me. So yeah, so I'm just going to use a couple of glue dots to glue this to the ribbon. And this one I want to hide the chomped out bit. There we go. And then this one will go up on dimensionals and have his chomped out bit up that way. Now because it's overlapping that, let's see, I'll put a dimensional right on the edge there of that one. And that will go up there like that. There we go. He's a little bit wobbly, that one. I might need to add an extra little dimensional under there. And then this one's going to go up on dimensionals too. And we'll work out the positioning of that one. So let's see. Megan Lacornu says she loves this stamp set and she uses it all the time. Oh, that's awesome, Megan. And Rose has got this one and she has used it too. Fantastic. Oh, Frogger. Yes, Megan. Frogger was the best. Frogger was my ultimate favorite, I think. Better than even Pac-Man. I still love Frogger. So I'm going to stick this one up here a little bit. Or should I put it down? Just wondering how high up do I put this one? No, I think I like it down a bit lower. Yeah, Frogger was awesome. I used to be quite good at Frogger, actually. Obviously played it too much as a kid. Yeah, there we go. All right. So this one's a little bit bouncy because of this other one being up on the ribbon. So I think I'm going to sneak another dimensional. I might grab my minis, and I think I'm going to sneak a little mini dimensional under there just to hold that one down a little bit, because I'm worried otherwise it might get caught and fall off or something. I don't want that to happen. So I'll just pop that under there. Make sure that that's sticking onto the cardstock and not off the edge. So you've got so many layers happening there. There we go. That's a bit better. There we go. How cute is that? Super cute. Super, super cute. All right. So now, of course, no card is complete without bling. So I am bringing in the Festive Pearls. Now it says on the packet red and green adhesive backed pearls, and I think I spoke about this last week too. It's the wrong title on there. These are actually called the Festive Pearls, but I'm going to use some of the gold ones. As you can see, these are, so you've got the 4 different colors, and the gold are my favorite, as you can see, because they're almost all gone. So I'm going to pop a couple of these down here. Let's fill up some of this space down here. Might put 2 down there, and we'll put 1 up here. There we go. So there is our cute little cookies card. There, what do you think? Super cute, isn't it? And so easy. Like, the layers are just really, really easy, and it just really makes the cookies the hero of the project. So isn't that so cute? Let's bring in a little bit more light. My because I've used the camera in the opposite orientation, the lighting's a bit funny today too. So there you go. And can you see that gold and the embossed background just sort of adds to that, yeah, to the whole card really. So there you go. So I hope you enjoyed that. So let's have another look at the stamp set. So that's the stamp set, and we've got the dies as well. That's the dies. I did use the stitched rectangles, as I said there. A little bit of something on there. But if you didn't want to use the stitched rectangles, you could just cut a simple layer. So you don't need to have the stitched rectangles. I was just bringing in the stitching from the packet, the stitched look from the packet. So what do you think? Similar? Not really, but you can see where my inspiration came from at least, can't you? What do you reckon? Good inspiration or what? So it goes to show you can take inspiration from anything around the house, even a box of cookies, to creatively inspire you. Actually, I just realized I wanted this one up a little bit higher, but that's okay. I think it still looks good. And we filled the space with our gold bling anyway. So, because I was looking at the cookies here on the side here, I was going to do them like that and I forgot. Oh, you know what? I've got my imagery. So I laid this up. I mocked this up before I went live today, and I have my image right beside me, and I forgot to look at it. So there you go. But let me show you. This is the layout I was going to do, and I just positioned my cookies a little bit differently. But yeah, you can position them however you like. And I did change it up a little bit. So, but all good. I do like them on this way, a little bit closer up to the words. But that's okay. My husband will never know. He's not going to know. That's not how it was meant to be. Oh, only you will all know. That's all. All right. Okay. So what I will do, good inspiration, Rose. Yeah. See, you can take it from anywhere. It's really fantastic. Super cute card, Glenda. Thank you. And you love it too, Megan. Thanks so much. Thank you. I'm glad you all enjoyed that. A bit of fun. Great to bring in or to pull out some of those older products that have been sitting on your shelf for a while that you haven't touched in a little while. Great to bring them back out and have another play with them. And yeah, just enjoy them. So, all right, so what I'm going to do is I will cover up the camera and I'm going to flip back to my face so that I can say goodbye to you face to face, as I always like to do. It's going to be interesting doing that because I've got to flip cameras too. All good. Bear with me for one moment while I just flip you over. Here we go. Are you all still there? Bear with me. Getting it all set up for you. All right, we're nearly there. Oh, hang on a sec. I've gone the wrong way. That's it. Okay. And let's see, we've got to flip and flip. There we go. I did it. Yay. It was a little bit more fiddly though, but we got there. Oh, and I'm terribly wonky. I'm sorry about that. There we go. I got there in the end. I'll just adjust my lights. That one's right in my face. That's okay. Oh, blinded by the light. There's a song about that, isn't there? I won't sing because if I sing, then Facebook might put me in Facebook jail, and I don't want to get in Facebook jail. Oh, there you go. There's our beautiful card today. Oh, I don't want to hold my hand on the ribbon as I hold that up so that you can see the ribbon. There we go. You see that? So thank you all so much for joining me today. Do you think my husband will like that? Do you think it's very much him? A day without cookies is like, just kidding, I have no idea. Because he would not have any idea what a day is without cookies. Well, unless he had muffins. So muffins are a good backup in case you run out of cookies and vice versa. But he usually needs both. Oh, there you go. So thank you all so much for joining. Thanks for sharing, Mandy. I'm sure your husband will love this card. Oh, thank you, Megan. Thank you. Yeah, a bit of fun today. Yeah, just trying to shed a bit of light into everybody, a bit of light and a bit of life into everybody's life today. There's been some sadness over the last few days, of course, but I was trying not to talk about that because I feel very emotional about it too. And yeah, I just wanted today to be some fun, creative time, some fun, happy time, and just just have some positive in everyone's life today. So I hope that that you did enjoy that, and I hope that I did bring a little bit of a smile to your face and a bit of enjoyment and joy actually into your life today. So I hope that you really enjoyed that. So if you haven't got this stamp set, check it out. It's in the annual catalogue. It's super duper cute, lots of fun, and the sentiments are just awesome and fun. So yeah, check it out. It's called Nothing's Better Than, and it has coordinating dies as well, which are super fun too. So check that out. If there's anything I can do to help you, if you have any questions, then please feel free to get in contact with me and let me know. You had a great time, Rose. I'm so glad. That's really good to hear. That's awesome. That was my intention, was to cheer everybody up and give you a little bit of a smile today. And for those of you that are just jumping on, hi Tina Marie, how you going? A little bit late, that's okay. We are just finishing up. Make sure you watch the replay because there was a funny story I shared at the beginning about my awesome desk chair, which is awesome again. It hasn't been so awesome lately, but I fixed it and it's awesome again. But you'll need to go back to the beginning and hear my story. So, and check out the inspiration behind my husband's card that I made him today. So yeah, lots of fun. All right, well, I hope everyone has a great week. Now, just to let you know, I will not be going live next Monday. You probably can all guess why, but next Monday, out of respect for our Queen, I will not be going live because that is the day of her funeral. And I just probably myself won't be in the right mind, and don't want to take up everybody's time if you all, you know, want to be watching the TV screen on that day. So I won't be going live on Monday. However, I may go live on Tuesday at some point if I'm able to. If I can, I will put up a notification to let everybody know that I will be live that day and what time that will be, most likely in the evening, but we'll creep up on that one and we'll see how we go. I won't make any promises, but otherwise I will be back the following Monday as normal. Oh, actually, will I that day? Yes, I should be. It's okay. I've got some appointments coming up and I was thinking that was that day, but it's not. It's all good. So I hope you all have a lovely week. If there's anything I can do to help you, or you need support, or you just need someone to chat to, feel free to get in contact with me. You can email me, send me a message on Messenger. Feel free to do that. But yeah, certainly if there's anything to do with Stampin' Up that I can help you with or answer any of your questions, let me know and I would love to do that. Hope you all have a great week. I hope you stay safe, and yeah, just take care, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you again really soon. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye.